President Trump's advisors on Saturday morning were still uncertain how to salvage a mining deal with Ukraine, which had been intended as a key first step in a Trump strategy to eventually secure a ceasefire and peace deal between Moscow and Kiev. What began as a formal meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy Friday, a confidence-building step in a path toward peace between Russia and Ukraine, devolved into a feud with finger-pointing and accusations. The president's closest advisors, stunned after the debacle in the Oval Office, huddled around the cabinet room's oblong table for lunch. Sources familiar with the events told CBS News. During the contentious meeting, Mr. Trump and Vance took an aggressive and sometimes belittling tone with Zelenskyy, after he expressed doubt over whether Russian President Vladimir Putin would honor a potential peace agreement, given that he had repeatedly violated ceasefire deals, including the Minsk agreements, leading up to Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. In the hours after Zelenskyy was asked to leave the White House at the behest of Rubio and Waltz, with a joint press conference scrapped, there was discussion about whether the Ukrainian leader should fire whoever may have advised him on Friday's strategy. CBS News has reached out to Ukrainian officials for comment. Some of the Trump team's frustration targeted Zelenskyy's chief advisor, Andriy Yermak, whom they believed had undermined negotiations in recent days. Others said they weren't so sure it was an advisor problem. It wasn't the first time Zelenskyy had clashed with his American counterpart. President Biden once hung up on Zelenskyy because of the Ukrainian president's perceived combativeness. Sources familiar with the call told CBS News. The friction was kept private, and officials insist the dispute was over policy, not basic facts like which country had started the war. In recent days, there were signs the multi-billion-dollar critical minerals deal might not come to fruition. On Friday morning, Graham, Republican Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi, Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, and others met privately with Zelenskyy at the Hay Adams Hotel in Washington, D.C. They recommended that Zelenskyy avoid being contentious, say thank you, and sign the deal without changes, according to people in the room. Some Trump advisors were nervous the deal might go south before the ceremonial signing, but felt confident by the time Mr. Trump greeted Zelenskyy. But on Friday, staff quietly removed the formal ceremonial setup from the East Room, a conference table and two podiums, and two sets of binders with unsigned documents. Zelenskyy on Saturday arrived in London to meet with sympathetic European allies. No plans had been made for Mr. Trump and Zelenskyy to speak again. In the meantime, America remains the most significant military and financial backer of Ukraine in its war against Russian aggression. There is $3.85 billion in military equipment already designated for delivery to Ukraine, and it is not clear if Mr. Trump will still clear it for delivery. They are fortunate it's not off already, a senior U.S. official told CBS News. As for any further pledges of U.S. support from the Republican-led Congress, House Speaker Mike Johnson recently said there's no appetite for it.